talk about a little bit about Google Maps and a little bit about Google Forms, why they're cool and interesting, and I'll kind of go right from ground level, beginner, some things that I think are really cool, to all the way through to things that are really funky and some of the opportunities that you can use. And I won't talk about that too much more without just jumping right into it. My little intro to Google Maps and why maps can be cool. They've really advanced past just, I'm at location A, I want to get to location B, can you print me a list of instructions, right? This is what was the original boom with the MapQuests and the Google Maps out there. They've gone so far beyond that. Like that's a 15-year-old technology. One project that I can show you real quickly is Orbis that came out of Stanford. This was about a month ago. And it was an interdisciplinary project that married people in the technical area with geographers and historians. So they did a Google Maps layer on top of the ancient Roman Empire. So if I want to get to Carthage, but I'm in Rome, what's the best route? Okay, so Rome, let's go Rome to Constantinople. I want to go the fastest way. As civilians, I have an ox cart. Let's calculate my route. Almost 3,000 kilometers, 20 days, and it would cost me far more denarii than I currently earn at my job. So this is just kind of one of those cool things that when you marry technology to other areas, and good on Stanford for getting 3 different departments that are totally separate and merging them together to make something that's cool and useful. But I don't want to talk about that either. I want to talk about Google Maps. So let's go maps.google.com. Let's sign in. It's I think it's Radiohead Forever, isn't it? All right. So one of the neat things with Google Maps is that you can customize and have My Places. You can make your own maps on it. So again, I'm coming from mostly an ESL background, so I'll talk to you in that context, and then you can apply that to your own situation. One of the activities that I do as an icebreaker, and also in just about every level of ESL, there are units that deal with directions and finding places and going places. So the opening icebreaker to the class, I throw up a Google map, I've created a new My Places map, and I get them to come up to the front of the class. It takes about 10 seconds to find where they live on the map and put a marker on it from where they live. And then they tag it, you know, so-and-so's downtown, or Stephen's hometown, or Jesse's hometown with their place. The ones who are adventurous will actually go into Street View and show us a little bit of the city. If you haven't seen Street View, it's another great little feature. I get them to quickly just say something about their hometown, since we have students that are from a very wide variety of places. So even as they're zooming in, you can say, I'm from London. As you can see, it's a mid-sized city. I'm actually not living in London. I'm in a Lambeth, a subdivision of that city that's a little bit smaller. And if we zoom all the way in, and all the way in, let's make it Street View. Okay. We can see that, oh, here's my house. Not really. Or something that looks an awful lot like it. Okay, and Street View works for North America and most of Europe, and a few other places, hit and miss. They have a car that has a 360-degree camera on it that just roves down the streets, and so it's everything is fully panoramic.
I'm on Dundas Street, actually. You look at that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 360-degree view. Another place that I use this in the classroom is we have again, in just about every level there are units on directions, and so we have very tame activities about finding, here's a pretend map in a textbook, your partner is at A, give them directions to get to B. Well, I stick them in the lab and give one of them the actual Google Maps, and the other one has to give the person directions on Google Maps. So they can actually go down the streets in Street View or on Map View, to use real places. Take your partner from Fanshawe College to the closest McDonald's or to something else like that, and get them talking back and forth, but using something that's a real life application and not just some sort of pretend scenario that's cut and dry for them. I even use this for field trips for them because they're new to the city. So instead of saying, you know, we're going to Superstore for a field trip for a cooking class, I'll just punch on here, go to Fanshawe, and then actually zoom down the street and say, you know, it's 6 blocks, and then if we turn to the left, there's Superstore. Here's what the building will look like. I'll see you at the front door, instead of them having some sort of vague description of what the place might be like. So that's just one quick little application. The other thing you can do with My Maps is you can put shapes on them, which might be useful for students if they're, I have several ideas for projects that I want them to do with maps as part of this directional stuff. So you can customize this. I've shown you can put points on there. You can also, where are we here? Let me step back into, not that one. There we go. You can also put, designate streets or draw shapes. So you can do something like, here's the Fanshawe campus, or here's such and such a park for students to do. Very, very neat, very flexible. Even for us here at college, this is the one that I want. Okay, you can draw radius, things like that on there. So we have rules of, if students are beyond 250 kilometers from the school, you are able to do tests in some other location. So things like that is very easy to layer on just for administrative purposes or to get students to do it. Really, really easy. Other things that I can show you. Let's turn on photos. Okay, Panoramio and Picasa are wonderful little tools that have been picked up by Google to add photos to maps. And again, this is a great thing for students to either describe places or to create photo essays or photo tours of places. And essentially these are services that you can sign up to, log in, and when you load a picture, you can geotag it. You can say what latitude and longitude, or just give it a place that that picture is attached to. The Panoramio, that is the main one that Google uses, has about 50,000 pictures added every day to it. So any place in the world, it's full of pictures. I also teach history on the side, so if I'm going into historical places and I want to give the students a feeling of setting, not only can I just pull up pictures in a PowerPoint, but I can actually go to a map and say, here's what this fortress looked like, or here's the battlefield where this thing that I just told you is about to take place. So it's much more, kind of makes the setting a little bit more real and applied by taking it out of the textbook or some sort of abstract situation like that. Students can add these as well. There's a brand new thing that Google just added, and it's new enough that this computer hasn't been updated to do it yet, but I took a couple of clips on it on my own system computer. Let's do recommended settings. These are really, really quick clips. There we go. One thing that they've done is they've made buildings three-dimensional on the map view. So just got the Colosseum here. Yeah, and so in the map view, any buildings that show up are actually modeled in 3D. And what they're getting at here is that they're eventually going to, you can see it's tilting and skewing actually as the map goes around, even with the arch where the angle is changing. They're getting very close to the point where Google Maps will work for buildings. So if I want to go to the 3rd floor of such and such a building, or if we said, hey, the conference is in M2001 in M building, and someone hasn't been to Fanshawe before, they could get directions up the stairs. What's the shortest path from K building to here? Because none of us know, quite frankly. This place is elaborate, except for Wendy.
It's perfectly clear. It goes A, B, C.
Yeah. And even opportunities for doing stuff like what's the shortest path in the wintertime, to keep it internal. Google's starting to learn the difference between those things. The second little addition that Google did just last month is they've allowed you to hook up your, let Google use your graphics card to render things on maps. So one neat thing is that they can now do photo panoramic tours through places on the maps by blending those images that people have uploaded. I think it was, I might have missed it at the end of the first one here while I was talking. Did I catch it? I might have missed it. In the map view, when you zoom up close and you're using satellite, they actually use now multiple satellite views to make the pictures more isometric. So instead of just being a flat top-down satellite view, you can view things on a 45-degree angle, so you can see elevation and spin around objects and kind of see height. Very cool with things like the CN Tower or the Eiffel Tower, and so on and such. So that's all I'm going to talk about with Google Maps.